So, on Thursday, I saw Hellboy with a couple friends. It was really bad. Would not recommend it at all. I'll tell you why now. So, first off, we gotta talk about trailers, because that's important. Trailers are a very important part of the movie-going experience, and I think they are not treated as such. So this movie did not have the Detective Pikachu trailer. It's a travesty. How do you do that? How do you not put the Detective Pikachu trailer in front of a movie? It doesn't make any sense. It's going to be the best movie of all time. We covered that in the last video. I'll link it somewhere. I don't understand YouTube yet. I'll try to put it somewhere, my last video, because it's very good. Will help you inform your decision on whether or not to see Shazam. So, yeah. Detective Pikachu is going to be the best movie of all time. Obviously. There's no reason it won't be. But they didn't put it in front of Hellboy, which is ridiculous. How do you get away with that? I don't know. But I don't know what to do about that. Well, let's move on to the actual movie itself. So unlike Shazam, it didn't have anything good going for it. Like Shazam, as low as a score as I gave it, it was better than Hellboy. Because Hellboy was super boring. You could say boring as hell, boy. That's a funny joke I made up. No one else has ever made it. I almost fell asleep during this movie. And that's not a joke. That's for real life. I almost fell asleep because I was that bored. It has nothing really going for it. It tries to be cool in the like, I say swear words and I'm a teenager that hates my dad sort of way, instead of like a actually cool way. It's also got really bad jokes. Every time Hellboy makes a quip, I cringed, because it just doesn't make any sense for him as a character. For him, like, they would hold on shots for like 2 seconds longer, and then ADR in a quip that Hellboy makes for no reason. You didn't have to do that. You could have had silence for 2 seconds and nobody would have cared. But who knows? I'm not a big-time Hollywood director. I don't make movies, so maybe those things I wouldn't have done are what everybody in Hollywood does. I don't know. I'm not a director. I would not have made the same choice, though. That's for sure. It also has awful pacing where they just go bam, 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 scene, 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 scene. And there's nothing really connecting the scenes. Like, every time they brought up a new plot point, I was confused. I didn't know what was going on. The main feelings I got from this movie were bored and confused. I didn't know what was going on at least half of the time. And I was bored 100% of the time. The CGI was really weird. Sometimes it was fine, but there was a lot of times where it looked like it was from the early 2000s, where it just was kind of there. Like, you could tell it was fake. You could tell it was Hellboy running in front of, or David Harbour running in front of a green screen. Well, they put in like giants or whatever. It's fun sometimes, but that's not what I want in a big superhero movie anymore. I don't need it to be ultra cheesy CGI. The cheesiness is fine. Spider-Man's great. Old Spider-Man. because they're cheesy and they're fun. But it's also just not good cheesy. It's very bad cheesy. It's the kind of cheesy that makes people feel gross. It's got some cool gore scenes, like when people get cut in half and stuff. It's cool. It's like in the Mortal Kombat kind of way where someone gets ripped in half and you get to see all the blood and stuff. And it's not like overly detailed, so you're not like, but it's just good. It's good gore. The fights were fun. Sometimes they were really fast, and they happened really infrequently, and they didn't really make a lot of sense a lot of the time. Like, there's this were-leopard guy that he transforms, and when he's in his leopard form, he's not wearing we're not wearing his clothes. But when he turns back into a human, he has his clothes on again. Doesn't make any sense. I don't think they thought about that too much. Which is fair, but for something like that... So it's fair to not think about superhero logic a whole bunch. But for that particular logic thing, I think they should have thought about it a little more. The Hellboy and his dad... So, Hellboy's played by David Harbour, and his dad is played by Ian McShane. They don't have very good chemistry. It does this whole, like, oh, I hate you, Dad, but I actually love you sort of thing that a lot of movies and TV shows have done before. And it did it really bad because they didn't seem like they actually loved each other. And the villain, I forgot the actress who plays her. But the villain has a lot of really cool concepts and stuff. Like, she has this crown where she can throw a dart into someone and they get poisoned and die. They only use that once. They use all of her cool things only once. It doesn't make any sense. Like, you give this character a lot of cool abilities and you don't use them very much. It's dumb. I want to say it's dumb. It's very dumb of them to do that. Because I wanted more of that character, and they didn't give me more of that character. A lot of the monster designs were cool, if generic. A lot of them were generic. A lot of them were really fun, though. Like, there's this pig monster guy I like a lot. But then all the other monsters are really, there's regular monsters. Also, David Harbour's makeup, his prosthetics for his face and stuff, is really bad. Like, I can see how long it took them to put it on his face and how much effort it took the makeup artist to make sure it all stays. But it really hinders his facial movements. He makes two expressions in the movies, and neither of them are very different from each other. You can't really see angry Hellboy. You can't really see happy Hellboy. You can't see distressed Hellboy. You just more see, like, Hellboy. It's a shame. Especially because there seems to have been a lot of passion that went behind designing the makeup, getting him put together. And then it's also, it's just really boring. I'm starting to draw blanks. Oh, there's a sidekick character. She gets introduced. She has some cool powers and stuff. She's really fun when she's using her powers. But most of the time, she's just the girl character. She's just, I'm cool girl. And they try to make that seem like you should care about her a lot more than you ultimately do. Because she's also quippy like Hellboy. Her quips are funnier than Hellboy's most of the time. I will give her that. But she's also, just like Hellboy, talks way too much. And so there's never a quiet moment in this movie, and that's a bad thing because none of the jokes are particularly funny. I don't know. I don't know why they went around with this movie. I've been trying my best not to compare it to the Guillermo del Toro movies because in the marketing it seemed like they wanted to make it more like the comics than they did the del Toro movies. But the del Toro movies were a lot better. The monster designs were better. They had more monsters. That's one thing I really wanted in this movie was more good guy monsters. Because it does this weird like, oh, maybe I shouldn't kill monsters because they're also living things thing, but we don't see any good monsters. All the monsters we see eat people or kill people or yeah, they eat and kill people. And they're awful, and we're supposed to feel bad that he's killing them for a second, but then he forgets that he ever had that moral dilemma like 2 minutes after he has it. It's just a really bad movie. It's really dumb. I don't like it. I very much dislike it. Don't watch it. It gets a 0 out of 10, mostly because they didn't play Detective Pikachu's trailer in front of it. So, I just don't know what else to say about that movie. I did get some cool Detective Pikachu merch, though. As you've probably seen, I got this guy right here. He fits in nicely with my other Pikachus, and Ditto Shoe. See, I got this Pikachu. This is my first Pikachu. He's my baby. I love him. He's my best friend forever. I've had him since I was a baby, and he's the best. I want to get him refurbished sometime. And I have Santa Pikachu, and I love him. And then I got a bunch of Pokemon Detective Pikachu cards. I have all of them besides Ditto and the Charizard GX and the Greninja GX. I'm just very excited for Detective Pikachu. They released a new teaser for it the other day. They showed off more Pokemon, and man, I haven't been this excited about a movie in so long. I can't wait for May 10th. I'm going to see that movie opening night. I hope my movie theater gets those promotional Pokemon cards, because, oh my god, I love Detective Pikachu so much. So, thank you for watching. Next time, I will try to figure out a video for next week, because I'm not seeing any movies next week. I'll see if I can figure anything out, maybe a fun Detective Pikachu vlog about how excited I am. Maybe I'll go through all of my cards. We can talk about that. Maybe I'll buy the Mewtwo and Charizard GXs, and we can open them on a video. I don't know yet. We'll see. And then after that, it's time for Avengers Endgame, which won't be Detective Pikachu. Still excited for it, but not as excited for Detective Pikachu. So we'll see if they play Detective Pikachu's trailer before it, and we'll see that it's not Detective Pikachu. Maybe we'll have a little bit of a talk about it. I'll keep spoilers out of it because I'm a nice person. I'll see you guys next week, maybe, hopefully, if I can figure out a video that's not a movie review. Bye!